Okay, let's get started on the actual critiques. The first critique goes out to Kiwi. Kiwi, I didn't get any speaker notes from you or any speaker outline. And the primary reason is, and I wrote you back about that, you sent it to me as a WPS document. I cannot open WPS documents. You've been instructed from day one only to send me documents saved as DOCX, DOC, or RTF. So in lieu of not being able to see any of your notes, your speech is impacted grade-wise and also just in terms of not following directions. You spoke, and I have some notes on there. There is no way that I could have seen or even determine how many people are in your audience or if they were even real people, because you did what's called a swish pan. You went shoom like that, and I don't know how many people were there. That violates everything we said about how to handle an audience. So I essentially saw one person. That's when the camera stopped, and that was it. What do you mean English is no longer the dominant language of this country? You want to be careful when you make a statement like that. What's your source for that? Sources must be given, and especially when you make a statement that is so outlandish as English is no longer the dominant language of America. I will give you that there is a lot of Spanish-speaking people in this country, but that is not the dominant language. What else do I have? You sounded like you got lost in your own speech at the start. You use the word "jess" for just. You want to make sure you get very precise on your articulation. You have the worst possible camera shot and composition. I can't see your face hardly in the thing. I will say also that you did a good summary. That's a real plus. But I have no warmth of conversation in what you were saying. You just gave me a collection of factual statements, but generally without any sources to back them up. And, of course, without the outline, I can't even see what your sources were. And eye contact, I can't even tell. You used no visuals in this speech. And I can't tell if you met the audience requirement because I couldn't see your audience. So, Kiwi, that's pretty much what it is that you were speaking about. I'm going to skip this next one for just a second because this is the one I want to talk to you about. Next is Cinderella. You talked about pregnancy. What's your credibility to be speaking about this? And I think we have to be a little careful not to just say, I've been pregnant, so therefore I'm credible. It helps. You know, it would sure help if we establish that. Your credibility is not your sources. So be real careful that you understand that your credibility has to do with why am I giving this speech. The expertise comes from your sources. I've said this dozens of times this semester, don't scratch yourself while you're speaking. It's very distracting. You must cite your sources at the time you use the info from those sources in your speech. I can't see the pictures or the details of the pictures for your visuals. I would ask the question, who was your audience for this speech? A good part of speaking is audience analysis. Who do you think your audience is? Who are you trying to speak to? You want to address that part of your audience. If you're speaking to single males or people who don't have children and don't want children, you probably don't understand who your audience is. So you want to make sure that you really get into that. If this was only for pregnant women, okay, but you might want to say that somewhere in there. You had a very interesting pronunciation of abdomen for abdomen. It's not your abdomen, it's your abdomen. Also, you need to be sure that you don't come off as reading your speech. Don't be spending all the time down here looking at this stuff. I'm looking down a lot because I'm trying to see what the things are that I wrote. but I don't memorize it, and I would reduce it to speaker notes if I wanted to give this as a speech, but I don't. I'm not sure what your last words were. They were so garbled when you gave them. So that's somewhat detailed, but it'll give you some idea of what I'm talking about. We're going to do one more, and I think we'll stop here, and I'll look up a couple of things, and I'll be back with you